Evening, people. Evening, back again, back again. So, I'm back then with P1RC's new M3 GR3 League tonight. So, it's BMWs. That's not been put on the screen very well, is it? Let me move that about. There you go. So, BMW M3 GT series. Let's just have a flick through. And so, that's the rounds. GP tonight, Nurburgring GP tonight, Brands Hatch GP next week, St. Croix A2 round 3, Monza round 4, Dragon Trail Seaside 2 round 5, Catalunya GP for round 6, Spa round 7, and Red Bull Ring for round 8. Lobby settings for this one are a 15-minute quali, 40-minute endurance race, false start with the grid start, fastest first, slipstream off, boost off, slipstream real, boost off, fuel wear times 4, tyre wear times 4 as well. Start with 80 litres of fuel. They can use any tyres between the super softs and the mediums. Balance power is on. Tuning is prohibited. Shortcut penalties is weak, and damage is on weak as well. So that's the kind of layout we've got for you lot tonight. 40-minute race. Let's get ourselves in the lobby. I think they've already just kicked off qualifying. When Dylan's in, I think we're just waiting for one more driver then. Let's have a flick through. Yeah, so no Dylan in the room yet. Good to see P1RC back in the lobbies. It's been a while. So as with all the P1 leagues, they have a driver of the day prize as well. I say prize, it's extra points in the championship. So don't forget to vote for your driver of the day in the comments. They all get looked at, not necessarily by me, but they all get looked at. And driver of the day is determined by your comments. So who have we got in the room tonight? We've got our P1 Baggy, head honcho of P1. Mocking Weeks, P1 Rowell, myself, Manny, we've got Apache, Scottish Al, Valium, Pilgrim, Rear Wheel, Gamer Dad, Dizzy, Dodgy, Reg, Ghostrum. Just seen Ghostrum. Yeah, still waiting for Dylan. So yes, live from Nurburgring GP tonight for this one. A lot of the boys opted for this and not the Nordschleife. Pussies. Evening, Alan. Evening, mate. How are you going to get on tonight? You had much practice in these M3s? Come on, Dylan. Where are you? Put down your cheese and pickle sandwich. Get on with things. There he is. So just wait for the room to reset, and then lobby qualifying begins. 15 minutes, and then into that 40-minute endurance race. They are in teams. I don't know whether they actually came up with team names or anything like that before. I don't even know who's in which teams, to be perfectly honest. They're all in the same car, so that makes no difference. I've got so many chats going on and stuff that I don't keep up with everything. Yeah, someone will have to remind me of the teams. Like I say, I've not been given any instructions on teams. I know it's supposed to be 3 people per team, but who is in which team, I couldn't tell you. Whether they've called themselves team names, that I also couldn't tell you. It might be plastered all over their cars. Let's have a look. Got the tyre slayer of mocking weeks. It did look like one of the other cars had a tyre slayer on the back. Auto Trader liveries for Pilgrim and Valium. And Monster for Dizzy. Whether they're all the same, I don't know. What about Dizzy? What are you driving in? Is that a Monster livery? Looks like it. Yes, it is. It's also a Monster tyre slayer. Yeah, it's got a Monster on it. Looks like the boys are giving themselves plenty of room for these qualifying laps anyway. Scottish Al just been in the chat. So all these drivers on out laps at the minute. Yeah, someone will have to let me know what the teams are, whether it is Monster, whether it is Auto Trader. Who knows what that is, Dylan? Born in M-Town, okay. Right, so they start the hot laps now. Mocking Week's first man to cross the line. Evening, mate. Oh, I wonder what happened to you down for the count. I knew you were having a good race, or a decent race, you know. I knew you weren't getting smashed off or spun around, so I did wonder. It didn't feel like a rage quit, you know, you just disappeared off the screen. Nice wide line there for Mocking Weeks. So through this left-hander, then down towards this almost hairpin. It's like a right-hand elbow, but it does feel like a hairpin when you're going around it. A little bit wide through there, catches some sand on the exit. Under no pressure from Pilgrim at the minute. Down towards this hairpin then. Hard on the brakes. A little bit misty today by the look of it. Back up the hill then towards the S's. Taking all that curb on the outside, all the curb on the inside on both of those. Carrying the speed up the hill. Hard on the brakes for this left-hander, 90 degrees. And into the 90-degree right here. Power back on then as they head down the hill. Through the little kink right. Back up towards the chicane at the top of the hill. You see one or two positions, won or lost there. Settle these cars as well, hitting those curbs. Rear-wheel drive as well, these BMWs. So quite easy to spin up. So what does Mocking Weeks put in then for the first of the hot lappers? What are we going to aim for? Puts in a 156.3 then for Mocking. Pilgrim puts in a 157.0. Gamer Dad 156.9, so second place for him. I say that as Ghost Realm comes across the line to take that second. 156.5 for Ghost Realm. Dizzy, in the meantime, takes pole, 156.022. Still plenty of time left, only just under 5 minutes into this qualifying session. That's the way, mate. Don't do rage quitting. If it does get to that point where you need to rage quit, just drive round to the pits, stick yourself in the pits, and park yourself there till the end of the race. At least you keep some points, and you don't get the reputation of being a rage quitter. points. Raul then putting in some purple sectors. He's managed to get himself up into second on the grid. Dylan's gone quickest overall though, 1:55.646. So Raul's second, then Dizzy third, Mocking Weeks in fourth, Ghost Trail fifth, Reg GT in seventh, sorry, in sixth. Don't know why I said seventh. Game of Dad in seventh. Just see him through the haze. Manny in eighth again. Just see them coming through the haze into that chicane. See the brakes lighting up as they come hard into that on the brakes. Dizzy chucks himself in the pits then for a set of tyres. Pilgrim then in ninth, he's on a 1:57.0. Scottish Al in 10th, 1:57.5 for Scottish Al. They are just coming around to cross the line, so positions may change. See what Scottish Al's got. It's another 1:57, it's a little bit slower as well, so he sticks in 10th with that 1:57.5 at the minute. P1 Apache in 11th, 1:57.4. Baggy 1:57.6. Valium, a bit of a penalty to lose, 1:57.7 for him in 13th. Dodgy in 14th with a 1:58.7. And Rear Wheel just coming through to put his first hot lap in. It's not going to be the quickest. 1:59.9, so he stops down in 15th at the minute. Getting halfway through qualifying, still plenty of time left. Raul's got himself onto pole, 1:55.539. So he goes a whole 10th quicker than Dylan. He's slower slightly on this lap. Mocking Weeks has got himself up into third, 1:55.9 for Mocking. Wasn't even a car on track then, that was lying to me. See what Mocking Weeks has got, he's just got the final turn to go. Comes in the pits though instead. Ghost Realm got a final turn to go. Can he move himself up the order? It is an outlap, so possibly not this one. 2:02. Oh, sorry, a 1:54.9. Game down 1:56.5, so it goes quicker into 7th. Well, sticking on some fresh rubber now then. Dylan's still out on track. No, he's not. He's just come in the pits as well. Still fourth. Let's just have a flick through and see what the lap 2 qualifying. Yep, there we go. Lap 2 for Dylan. Lap 3 for Mocking. Lap 2 for Dizzy. GT's lap 3. You're breaking the curse, boys. Lap 2 for Ghost Realm. Lap 4 for Gamer. Lap 2 for Manny. Lap 2 for Pilgrim. Lap 2 for Scottish. Lap 2 for Apache. Lap 2 for Baggy, lap 3 for Valium, lap 4 for Dodgy, lap 2 for Rear Wheel. So it's still there or thereabouts. There are 1 or 2 drivers that have got 3rd and 4th lap fast qualifying laps. Whereabouts is Dylan? All the way down into the hairpin, so Dylan looks like he's dropping fuel at the minute. come out of the pits on a fresh set of racing super softs. He's going very slowly on this outlap. Keep those tyres in good condition. And losing the fuel as well, keeping it in first gear full throttle. Second gear full throttle. So going nowhere but using the same amount of fuel as if he was full throttle in sixth or fifth. That's not going to do your tyres any good there, Dylan. You're supposed to be keeping those good for this fast lap. Dizzy gets himself back on pole though, 155.4, so he takes almost a tenth out of Raoul. Let's see what Raoul's got across this first time in line. What's it going to be then, Raoul? It's a purple sector, so he might be able to reclaim that top spot. Dylan is now on his hot lap, keeping those super softs perfectly clean and fresh for this one. A little bit wide through the Mercedes arena. Nice and tight through there, maybe a little bit too tight, possibly not able to get the throttle down as early as he'd want. Tight through there as well, drifting on the exit. Whereabouts is Raoul? Let's just have a look at Raoul's next split time. I know I've just jumped off of Dylan's time. But Mocking Weeks has gone faster. Raoul's still putting in purple sectors though. Purple time on the board at the minute. Mocking Weeks 155.1 from Mocking. Dizzy actually going quicker up into first. Let's see what, second. What's Raoul got? Dizzy coming for a final set of tyres. A little bit wide there for Raoul. What's the time going to be? It's 154.8, back up into pole then. Battle between these top four. Mocking Weeks second after that one. Gives himself another chance now. So Dizzy come out of the pits on a fresh set of tyres. Dylan, so he's still putting in purples. Let's see what he's got. Can he take that pole position? Just under 2 minutes remaining. What's it going to be? No, he takes it, 154.7. So Raoul's still out. Mocking Weeks still out. Dizzy's on an out lap. So he's still got a chance. Reg GT's got himself up into fifth with a 156.0. Ghost Realm has gone quicker as well, 156.1 for him, sixth position. Game and Dad still 156.5 for seventh. Scottish Al going quicker, 156.7. He's sitting in eighth. Manny still on 156.8. He's in ninth. Baggy's gone quicker, but still 10th, 156.9. Pilgrim sitting at the end of this one in pits. Apache 12th. Valium 13th. What have you got, Valium? Let's see you come across the line. 157.6. Keeps him in 13th, unfortunately. Dodgy 14th on the 158.4. And rear wheel 159.9 on lap 2. Struggling here tonight then, rear wheel. Loads. So Dylan's pulled himself over. 20 seconds left of qualifying. Raoul gets him through into top spot though, 154.606. So that pole swapping pretty much on every lap. Dylan then second, Mocking Weeks third. P1RC GT in fourth. Just goes a little bit quicker there, 155.3. So we're into the race then. 40-minute endurance coming up for you lot. Let's see how they get on. Hopefully keep it clean into turn one. That's and into the Mercedes arena. That's where the chaos is going to be. All the drivers vying for position as they head down towards that first hairpin. Raul, Dylan, Mockin, Reg GT and Dizzy all real close on the times. It's all about strategy this one though. So can Raul get a good start and hold it into the first turn? Let's have a look. So they're away. Big pile of wheel spin from, I think that was Pilgrim. So Raul does get through. Dylan comes through to take second. Mockin Weeks third. Dylan tries to chuck one down the inside. Raul's run himself a little bit wide. He has still got the inside line as they head into the Mercedes arena. So everyone keeping it clean. A little bit wide through there though. Got to be careful on that outside edge. 3 wide as they come through the exit. And nobody's spinning around backwards at the minute. Amazing. Alright, let's go for a quick run through the order. Raul then holding that top spot. Dylan second. Mockin Weeks in third. P1RC GT in fourth. Dizzy in fifth. Let's just stay on board with this. Gamer Dad in sixth. Oh, a little bit hot into there. Almost taken out Dizzy. Closes that gap back up. Ghost Realm in seventh. Scottish Owl eighth. P1 Apache in ninth. All over the rear end of Scottish Owl as they head up out of the S's. Manny Afek in 10th. Pilgrim in 11th. So Pilgrim did pick up a big pile of wheel spin off the start. Who's that baggy 12th? Rear wheel in 13th. So he's made up a couple of positions. Valiant 14th and Dodgy in 15th. Still tightly packed. So we head up the hill towards the chicane. Wow, almost getting it wrong through there. Dylan putting all sorts of pressure on him as they come into this final turn. So on board with Dylan then, chasing down Raul. Goes a tiny bit wide there. Raul able to just carry a little bit of extra speed. Mockin Weeks, 0.6 of a second back. Raul goes slightly defensive into turn one. Can Dylan chuck one up the inside? Can, but Raul's going to hold the position as they head into the Mercedes arena. Still nowhere for Dylan to go. Raul just making sure that Dylan wasn't down the inside when he turned in then. Everybody running wide through there. Dylan taking it extremely wide though, picking up a bit of turf for his line as well. Raul's gone a bit wide, he's on the grass. Oh, he almost spun out and took Dylan out. Well controlled Raul. Dylan did see that. Has allowed Mockin Weeks to close the gap up on these two though. Goes for a move down the inside at the chicane, goes for it and makes it stick. Raul looking to move back round at the outside, doesn't work out for him, so into the S's then. Dylan up into top spot, Raul second, Mockin Weeks back on this fight in third. Nowhere for him to go. Side by side, Dylan and Raul through there. Raul looking to come back at him through this next right-hander. Still side by side, some real good driving between these three. Get ourselves on board with Mockin Weeks as he chases these two drivers down. Up the hill then towards the chicane. Dylan hanging it all the way over to the left-hand side, keeps it defensive. Raul goes for a different line. Mockin Weeks tries to follow him through. Dylan though did well, held his line. Kept the speed coming out of there as well. Still nothing in it between these three. Dizzy closing up on this fight as well. GT just in the background. Not that you can see with that great big aerial pointing in the way. I don't know why you need that. Take that off. You don't need that aerial. So the exit of turn one cleanly, losing a bit of time there for Mockin Weeks. Just able to feather the throttle and the brake through there. We saw Raul's brakes popping on and off. So still tightly packed then. Dylan still leading, half a second over Raul at the minute. Mockin Weeks trying to stick in the slipstream of Raul in front. P1 Dizzy trying to do the same thing. Reg GT bolted onto the back end of this fight. We've got Gamer Dad going for a move down the inside of Ghost Realm, not quite working out through there. Ghost Realm holding on to 6th, Gamer Dad 7th. Gamer Dad looking dangerous though, looking like he wants to way past Ghost Realm ASAP. Closes up under braking. Still nowhere for him to go at the minute. Through the S's then, carrying good speed, the pair of them. Closing up on Reg GT in front by the looks of it as well. So, can Gamer Dad get a move done up the hill? So, closing on a Ghost Realm. I assume Ghost Realm's going to go defensive. He does. Gamer Dad carrying the speed up towards the chicane. Goes to the different line. Can he get the cut back on the exit? Goes side by side with Ghost Realm. He's now got the advantage into the next turn. Ghost Realm just had to slot it back in behind, unable to sling one down the inside on the exit. Might have a bit of a chance into turn 1. Closing the gap. Pulls out now then. Does he go too deep? Gamer Dad trying to get back down the inside, but Ghost Realm's now got the inside line into this turn. Back down the inside, not quite for Gamer Dad. So Ghost Realm getting through for that 6. All these drivers going wide through that turn. Gamer Dad's got to give it a go for another lap then. So Dylan's still leading, 3/4 of a second over Raoul now. Mocking Weeks going for a move up the inside of Raoul. Is Raoul going to hold the line? I think he is. He's just going to hold the line into the S's. Mocking Weeks slots back in behind him. Does he carry the speed up the hill? Is he side by side? He is. He's got the inside line into this turn. Can Raoul hold it next to him? He does. Good driving by Raoul. He's going to have the inside line into this turn. Can he carry the speed though? Mocking Weeks just able to get the power on earlier. Does that give Raoul a look into the chicane up the hill? I expect Mocking Weeks to go all the way over to this. Yeah. Let Raoul back down the inside though. Still just holds on to it. So Raoul now 0.6 of a second back. Closes back up again under braking. A little bit wide there for Mocking Weeks. Liking his spoiler as well. So up into second then for Mocking. He's now got 2 seconds to try and close upon Dylan in front. So Raoul tries to scare Mocking into a mistake. Doesn't work. Has to hang on to 3rd. Dizzy in 4th. Now with 2nd back from Raoul. Reg GT up into 5th. Gamer Dad's got himself past Ghost Realm. So possibly going for the same manoeuvre into the 1st turn. Up into 6th nonetheless. Now 2.1 seconds back from Reg GT. Ghost Realm, where are you going? I thought you were off to do a different track then. Still hanging on to 7th. Someone's off. So Reg GT just getting himself back on track. I see a yellow flag. The top guys are still in the same order, so I assume it was Reg GT just going a little bit wide there. So Dylan pulls another 10th out front. Mocking Weeks then 2nd, 0.3 of a second over Raoul. This looks like it's going to be a good fight. Top 3 then pulling a bit of time over Dizzy, 1.7 seconds to get back to 4th. GT is the reason for that. Dizzy's just having to worry about that big black BMW in his rearview mirror. Gamer Dad's 6, 2.1 seconds back from Reg GT. Now pulled 1.5 over Ghost Realm, who's picked himself half a second penalty as well. Idle 4 Gaming, evening mate, how you doing, brother? Manny in 8th. What is he? 2.2 seconds back from Ghost Realm. Bit of work to do for Manny. He's got plenty of room behind him. Scottish Al is another 5.1 seconds back. So sitting in 9th at the minute, Scottish Al. Baggy in 10th. He's got a bit of pressure behind. They've got a Pilgrim and a rear wheel looking to get up close and personal with him. Getting up close and personal with each other at the minute. A slight little punt around the corner. Pilgrim into 11th, rear wheel in 12th. Dodgy just bolted onto the back end of this fight as well, so he could be in a position to slip one up the inside anytime soon. Valium not far off this fight either, only 1.9 seconds back. And Apache parked in the undergrowth. Oh dear. So Dylan continues to extend a little bit. Mocking Week still manages to fend off Raoul, but he's picked himself up a second's worth of penalty he's got to try and drop. That's going to put him out of touch with the fight with Dylan and possibly put him under threat from Raoul, depending on where he can lose that penalty. Let's go on board with Raoul, just keep an eye on Mocking. See a bit of lifting and coasting in some of these turns. Any through there, keeps the position from Raoul. Dizzy though, losing time to these lot, 2.7 seconds back. As I say, I think he's under immense pressure from Reg GT. Let's just go and have a look at that. No, he's not. He's managed to pull a bit of a gap. He's got a second over Reg GT now. Raoul and Mocking Weeks are trying to battle it out for that second though. I did just see Raoul get into second, but Mocking Weeks held the line through the chicane, held the position as well. Now, can Raoul do exactly what Ghost Realm did? And chuck one up the inside. He's got the pace, he's got the line, let's just hope he doesn't outbrake himself. Mocking Week, can he get a good turn? No. Raoul straight through there then, retakes that second position comfortably and cleanly as well. Pushes Mocking Weeks down to third. Both drivers going a tiny little bit wide through there. Mocking Weeks still got that big chunk of penalty to lose, and that has allowed Dizzy to close right back up, and Reg GT 1.1 seconds back now. Reg. Gamer Dad 2.1 back. And then big gap back to 7th. There's another 5.5 seconds back to 7th. Scottish Owl still 8th. Bit of a lonely race for him at the minute. It's 5 seconds plus either way. Rear wheel. He's got 5 seconds in front to Scottish Owl, but he has got Dodgy just a second behind him. Got to be a little bit careful of that. Ghost Realm, unfortunately, down in 11th, so I think he's been in for a fresh set of super softs. Yes, he's on his outlap. Baggy also been in for a set of super softs. Sitting in 12th at the minute for Bags. Valiant been in as well, super softs for him. 13th. Pilgrim been in, same thing. Oh, and he's gone for softs actually. Sitting in 14th. So are we going to see the top guys in, or are they going to brave another lap? Has Dylan got enough fuel on? He's in the pits this lap anyway. Raoul still got plenty of fuel on board. I think he's going to stop out. He does. Mocking Weeks in this lap. So is this going to benefit Raoul? Or is he going to lose time on worn out tyres? Dylan also in the pits. So is Raoul one of the only guys to not stop? I think he is. Expect to see him in next lap. Now he's got a clear track to play with, no threat from behind, no one in front of him. Gets to give it a good old thrash. So Dylan back out the pits then into second at the minute. Fresh set of super softs on board, 25 minutes remaining. Is Raoul looking at a one stop? I don't think he's going to be able to make that work. We'll see. So Dylan holding second still, Mocking Weeks third. We'll see how that plays out when Raoul comes back out the pits. Still not dropped all of that penalty yet as well. 0.7 seconds he's got left of that to drop. So Dizzy 4th, also on an outlap. Reg GT 5th outlap. Rear wheel 72, getting himself past Gamer Dad, then up into 6th. Not stopped yet though for rear wheel. Gamer Dad trying to get back down, past rear wheel, didn't work out that time. So holds on to 7th at the minute. We should see rear wheel, whether he comes in this lap or the next. Side by side though, Gamer Dad and rear wheel as they head into this left-hander. Oh, awkward. It was quite clearly there, I think, rear wheel. That's put him under pressure from Ghost Realm. Ghost Realm on a fresh set of boots as well, so could be losing this 7th position here, rear wheel. Not that you can see anything now. I think he's gone to the defensive side. Ghost Realm unable to get the job done into the chicane. Rear wheel getting the chicane a little bit wrong. Ghost Realm having a bit of a coming together with him. I think rear wheel just comes into the pits now then. Yes, he does. Right. So, where's Raoul come back out? So he's back out the pits. I was going to say 3rd, but not anymore. So Reg GT gets past him. Dizzy looking for a way past as well. Raoul though slots himself into that 4th position. So we'll see whether he can one-stop this one. Looks like everyone else is going for a 2-stop strategy. Raoul trying to pile the pressure on Reg GT for that 3rd already. Has just got to worry about Dizzy in the background though. Yo, how you doing, Aaron? Down the inside then. Takes that place off of Reg GT. Dizzy's looking to slot one up the inside there as well. Going to carry a bit of speed, but not enough. Oh, he is just going to get in front. So Dizzy slots himself through into 4th. Reg GT gets pushed down into 5th. So Raoul's got 8.7 seconds to try and catch up with Mockin. Getting about 2 seconds gap between Mockin and Dylan. So a bit of work to do for Raoul then. So Dylan into the chicane. Mockin Weeks still holding on to that penalty, but 1.9 seconds back. Just loses a couple of tenths there. Starting to lose a bit of time, so he's under pressure from Dizzy now. Let's get ourselves on board with Dizzy as he tries to hunt that position down. He's just got himself past Reg GT. A bit of a wiggle from Raoul, not sure what's going on there. Nice through the hairpin into the Mercedes arena. Feathering that throttle in both of these turns. Losing a tiny bit there, Dizzy, gap of 2.6 of a second. He's still pulled 1.3 of a Reg GT behind, so under no immediate threat. Raoul does like that tight line into this right-hander. Just slow him down a little bit. Not sure if he carries too much speed into the left-hander before it. Just makes him hang it out wide on that turn. Right, let's have a run through then. Dylan still leading 2 seconds over Mockin Weeks. Still got his penalty to lose. Raoul still 3rd. Dizzy 4th. Reg GT 5th. Losing a bit more time. Gamer Dad in 6th. He's under a bit of pressure from Ghost Realm Gaming in 7th. Baggy into 8th. Manny 9th. 2 seconds back as well for Manny. Valium in 10th. Under a bit of pressure from Scottish Al for that 10th position. Teammates, so they shouldn't be fighting too hard, I wouldn't have thought. A little bit of a penalty for Valium to lose. Pilgrim in 12th. Not far off that fight either, 2.7 seconds, also teammate. 13th, 6.2 seconds back. Fresh set of super softs on board for him. Rear Wheel just come out of the pits a couple of laps ago. He's on a fresh set of softs in 14th. So Dylan, still 2-second lead. Mockin definitely doesn't want to drop that 7.7 second penalty. So Raoul still holding third, but Dizzy's not letting him disappear. Just have some on board of Dizzy as we're hunting down Raoul. Gives me a chance to roll a cigarette. Watch Raoul slowly pull a gap from Diz. So gap to a second. Raoul losing all that time through that left-right combo that he likes to take too much speed into. Does extend there, 1.2 seconds. So starting to pull a gap from Diz now. Out of the slipstream range for certain. Still 1.3 seconds the gap. So under 20 minutes remaining, over halfway through. Rich GT still holding 5th. Gamer Dad still 6th, but he's got all that pressure from Ghost Realm. He's not succumbed to it yet. So Maggie 8th, Manny's still not managed to catch that 8th position driver up yet either. Valium and Scottish Al having a bit of a fight as they head into the chicane. It's just compromised Valium a little bit. He's picked up a tiny bit of power. He's just about to drop a penalty. It's allowed Pilgrim to close the gap up on these two as well. Maggie in the pits. Coming in for his final stop, I would have thought. So Dylan extending 3 seconds. He's now got over Mockin. Mockin lost a second to Raoul. Is he now losing quite a lot of time to Raoul as well? 2.2 seconds the gap between those two. And that's brought Reg GT back into this fight. A little bit, he's on 2.5 seconds back. Gamer Dad just holding on to that 6th still. Goes for a little bit of a move up the inside, backs out of that one though. Got to stick with Gamer Dad, try and get the run up the back straight or down the start finish straight as we've seen him do previously. All over the rear end of Gamer Dad though. Slots himself back into the slipstream then, trying to carry as much speed as possible into this right-hand kink. Dad's gone defensive. Goes from Gaming, trying to outbrake him through the turn, and does so. Slings one up the inside there. It's a good move by Ghost Realm. Pushes Gamer Dad down to 7th then. Is he close enough to get a move back into the start, into the first turn? I don't think he is. Just starting to pull away a little bit. Closes up, but not enough. Both drivers going a tiny bit deep through there. So back up front with race leader Dylan. He's only not led when Raoul decided not to stop. So he's picked himself up a 2nd penalty. Apache's left the route now. Mockin Weeks has picked up another 2nd's worth of penalty. Taking a tenth out of Dylan's time though, but that's not going to help with all that penalty to lose. Raoul's still closing the gap up on Mocking Weeks as well. Is he going to get it done before the end of the race? Are these two going to have to come in? Yes, they are. Raoul might have played a blinder here. Should be able to easily get past these two. Is he carrying enough fuel though, Raoul? Yeah. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. Dylan though, he stops out, loses a little bit of his penalty through there. Mocking Weeks decides to keep hold of all of his. But he has lost more time to Dylan, 3.3 seconds that gap. So even though he's losing his penalty, Dylan, he's still pulling time over the second place driver. So Raoul now 7.5 seconds back from Mocking. Is he still 4.5 back? GT still just under, just over 2 seconds back. Game of Dad now 6.6 seconds back in 6th. And a penalty. Manny in 7th. 7.5 seconds back. Ghost Realm just taking on board tyres. And a bit of fuel. Scottish Al also in the pits. Baggy then 10th. We saw him come in, sorry, 11th. Saw him come in a lap or two ago. Dodgy 12th. Whether he keeps that position or whether Scottish Al gets back out the pits. I think he's going to take it. Yeah, he is. So Scottish Al down to 13th and Rear Wheel 14th. 30 seconds back from Rear Wheel. Tall order to try and get any positions back. So Dylan losing a tiny bit of time to Mocking. Just trying to drop that penalty, I think that's causing it. So the gap down to 2.6 seconds. Oh, it's just flicked up to 2.7. I expect Dylan will probably go for another lap, but Mocking Weeks won't be able to do that. He'll have to come in this lap. Dylan might decide to come in this lap anyway. He doesn't, he stops out. Mocking Weeks comes in. Where does that put Raoul? So plenty of fuel on board. Slight wear on his softs. Alright, Mocking Weeks then just taking on board fuel. Raoul's already gone through. So a lot of the drivers coming in for their final stint. Then 12 minutes remaining on the race clock. Dylan now 9.5 second lead over second place Raoul. Again, Raoul might be able to claw that time back when Dylan comes in the pits. It'll put him right back in the fight, that's for sure. And Mocking Weeks gets back out in 3rd. Might put all 3 of these drivers back on the same bit of tarmac, to be perfectly honest with you, when Raoul comes in. And Dylan's got to come in as well. Oh, no, there's 10 seconds between them, isn't there? It's going to put these two back on the same bit of tarmac anyway, Dylan and Raoul at least. Expect to see Dylan in at the end of this lap, looking at that fuel gauge. Still holding 9.5 seconds over Raoul. So Raoul might have to come in for a bit of a splash and dash right at the end. He might just need a set of tyres as well. Yeah, definitely going to see Dylan in this lap. Raoul then coming up the back straight towards the chicane. So Dylan in now. See what Raoul follows him in. So he is going to come in for a bit of fuel and a new set of tyres. Mocking Weeks came in a lap or so ago. He's got enough on board to go to the end of the race. Where's that going to bring him out in this fight? Just was around that final turn. Neither the driver released from their pit boxes yet. Now they are. So Dylan gets released. He's got enough fuel and tyres to go to the end. Mocking Weeks comes through to retake second. Raoul comes right out behind him to take third. So it has brought them all back together. 5.5 seconds between the top three now. Raoul in a slightly better position. His car's slightly lighter, and he's got the same tyres on as Dylan. Got a bit of a penalty to lose as well. Mocking Week still not lost his penalty. 3.2 seconds back from race leader. 2.3 over third place Raoul. Still 5.6 seconds between the top three. Big gaps back to fourth then. 11.3 seconds back to Dizzy. Red GT less than a second back from him. Manny, who's not taken his second stop yet, is into sixth. Ghost Realm seventh. Gamer Dad in eighth. A lot of penalties being picked up here. Pilgrim in ninth. No penalty for Pilgrim, but a stop to take at the end of this lap. Scottish Al in 10th. He's picked up a little bit of front end damage. Repaired itself now though. So he'll be running to the end. Valium also running to the end in 11th. Baggy's probably going to have to stop. He's sitting in 12th at the minute. Dodgy in 13th. Again running to the end. Rear wheel might have to stop again as well. Just over 8.5 minutes left. So 3.4 second lead. Raoul slowly closing that gap up on Mockin. 4.8 seconds between the top three. There's Raoul in the background. It's a good exit through there, does Mocking Weeks. There's a bit of a gap between himself. Don's left the room. Oh, Don's joined the room. Racing in something else tonight, I believe. Don, was that on? What was that on? Was that ACC or the other one? iRacing. Still keeping his gap though, Mocking. 1.4 to Raoul. Still not losing too much time to Dylan in front, but Dylan is way off now. Just flicks over to 3.2 seconds, the gap between himself and Mocking Weeks. Trying to lose his penalty through there as well for Mockin, still holding 1.5 seconds. Raoul, no penalty to lose. Just takes 2/10 out of Mocking Weeks' time, putting in purple sectors as well. Dizzy fourth, under pressure from Ridge GT though. Half a second between these two. Doesn't need to go super defensive up the hill, does Dizzy. Ridge GT is still a little way back, but closing in all the time. Down to 0.4. So Reg GT might be able to sling one up the inside here. Don't think he's quite close enough. Decides against it. So hangs on to fifth then for the time being. So just under 6 minutes remaining. Dylan's still leading, pulling more time, 3.4 seconds over Mocking Weeks. Mocking Weeks had that gap reduced between himself and Raoul down to a second though. Raoul picked himself up a second penalty. He's going to drop that now. Still 1.5 for Mocking Weeks as well. Dizzy still in fourth. He's managed to make a bit of a gap between himself and Reg GT now. Ghost Realm in 6th, 5.3 seconds back. Dad's 7th, 1.8 seconds back. Manny in 8th, another 10 seconds back. Scottish Al in 9th, 12 seconds back. Valium another 2.1 back. Baggy in 11th, 12 seconds back. Pilgrim 3/4 of a second back as well. So it'll be a good old fight here between these three at the end of this race. Baggy, Pilgrim and Dodgy for 11th, 12th and 13th. Oh, Baggy's got it wrong. Baggy's got it wrong. Comes across the track. Oh, Pilgrim was lucky not to take him out again. So Baggy getting it all wrong. Now he's got a whole fire while rear wheel comes through. And now he's sat at the back of the pack on an outlap. So Dylan continues to extend 3.8 seconds from Mocking Weeks. Under pressure now though from Raoul. Nowhere to go on the exit of Mercedes Arena. Tighter line through there for Raoul though. Another little purple sector. It's not going to benefit him if he can't get past Mocking Weeks anytime soon. Let's just put in fastest lap of the race actually. Raoul 1:54.9 as he was closing that gap up under Mocking. Still behind the second place driver then. All the time they're just losing more time to first place driver Dylan. Raoul in a good place here then. Might be able to get the move done before they even get to the chicane, looking at the speed he's carrying. No, he's backed out. Coast his way up to the chicane. So look, that has just allowed Dylan to extend that lead up to 4.6 seconds, 4.5 seconds. Mocking Weeks under some serious pressure now from Raoul as they head down towards turn 1. Mocking Weeks hugging that pit lane. Doesn't want to let Raoul through. Tries to drop his penalty through there, as does Raoul. 2 minutes 20 left on the clock. They are going to see another lap after this. Top few guys at least. So can Raoul do it? Takes a different line through there. Side by side with Raoul. Raoul runs around the outside. It's a good move by Raoul. Up into second then. Can Mocking Weeks do anything about it? Drivers starting to struggle on these worn out tyres now, giving it everything they've got. 1 minute 30. You'll see the end of this lap and one more. Still only half a second in it between Raoul and Mocking. Both got quite big chunks of penalty to lose though. Dylan all the way off in the distance, just going around the right hand kink. At the chicane as Mocking Weeks comes through. So Raoul started to just pull away a little bit, almost a second gap between himself and Mocking now. So Reg GT in 4th. He's got himself past Dizzy. Trying not to get it wrong in the chicane there, slamming on the brakes. So Dizzy down into 5th. Hot on the heels of Reg GT though, so they will get one more chance to battle it out. Goes round 6. He will also get the chance for another lap, as will Gamer Dad and Manny, but I think they'll be the last of the lot. Valium's too far back to make it across the line. Yeah, far too far back. That's it then. Race timer ticks over. This becomes final lap. Valium sticks himself into the wall in 9th. Scottish Owl comes through to take 10th. Dodgy just ran that final turn, coming home to take 11th. Over in for 12th. Lost a couple of drivers in this one, a bit of a shame. Almost out of fuel for rear wheel, comes home to take that 13th position. Baggy, unfortunately, Baggy's in the wall again at the hairpin. He's all the way down in 14th position. He's not going to cross the line before these boys do. So Dylan almost dropped his penalty. Just coming up to this final turn now. As I say, he's led from start to finish, apart from when Raul decided not to stop. So comfortable win there for Dylan. Raul then takes second. 5 seconds back in the end. Mockin Weeks takes third. It's a good race by Mockin. Unfortunately, just pipped by Raul there at the end. GT looks like he's going to comfortably come home in 4th. Dizzy is a fair way back now. So 4th place for Reg. 5th place for Dizzy. He's holding on to 4th for an awful long time there. Goes from Gaming coming home to take 6th. Gamer Dad 7th. Goes from still pirouetting into the wall. Manny Affec in 8th. I think. Still waiting on Baggy to pull himself out of the sandpit. There he is. I think he's trying to finish the race in reverse. Maybe. Oh no, he's in 3rd. But yeah, that was it. That was the first round of the BMW M3 GT League from P1 Boys. I'm not going to hang around for 40 odd seconds waiting for you to get back on track, Bags. Forget that. So, as I say, that was the opening round of the BMWs. Pretty feisty. Some good racing throughout though. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Right, what have I got coming up tomorrow night at 8:30? We're back with the Minis. Tuesday, 8:05, we're back with the Lamborghinis. Wednesday at 8:30, it's Team Oliver Racing's GR3 League. Thursday night, 9 o'clock, it's the Rallycross. Friday night, 9 o'clock, it's GTTCC. Saturday off, and then Sunday night back at 8 o'clock for the MX-5s, followed straight after with this. So that's pretty much the end of that one. I hope you've liked what you've watched. Don't forget to vote for Driver of the Day in the comments and the chat and that kind of stuff. The comments do get read, and the Driver of the Day does get extra points in the championship. So make sure you add your comments. Other than that, I hope you've liked what you've watched. Give it a like, give it a subscribe. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of it.